With that advisory.
Nothing new for this morning with this 5 o'clock update, but because of the track this storm is taking, that means the strongest winds that Joey just mentioned are going to be well off to our north. So it's unfortunate that we're expecting this landfall in Wrightsville Beach, possibly there, but good news for the low country. Unfortunate for them, but for something for us that we're noticing right now, not seeing a lot of rain, but some of these outer rain bands here are working their way through Georgetown County. So right now we are seeing this one band here working its way through Georgetown County back through Andrews, so seeing some rain there. McClellanville this morning still dry, but some of this rain is going to try and work its way south throughout that area. So this is Future Tracker. This is right around 8 a.m. this morning. You can see still most of the low country is dry because this is such a slow moving storm here. We could slowly expect some of that rain to work its way through. So seeing some of those outer rain bands, already seeing it this morning. That's going to continue into the afternoon hours, but don't expect a big shift south because of such the slow movement of this storm. So this is already 7 o'clock this evening, not seeing much of a change here, trying to work its way further west, maybe drop just a bit south and track its way by tomorrow through the PD area into the upstate. But even still, this is tomorrow morning. Maybe some of that rain trying to work its way closer to I-26. So potentially we could still see some flash flooding throughout South Carolina. Definitely could see a lot of rain. So we're going to continue to monitor that and bring you updates on air and online. But let's head back to Kyle with the latest.
Well.
Absolutely, Joe. And you mentioned the very slow movement of this storm, 3 miles per hour right now. So pay attention, top left corner of your screen here with this timestamp. So notice just how much the storm is not really moving too much. So maybe some outer rain bands extending into portions of northern Charleston County, Georgetown County, possibly Berkeley County as we head into the evening hours. Until then, most areas really should stay mostly dry. So we're going to have to track these outer rain bands. But notice this is 5 o'clock tonight, 10 o'clock, still really not much movement. So it's the same spots that are going to see rain over and over, and it's also going to pick up in intensity as we head especially into the overnight hours. So this is Saturday right around 4 a.m. Notice to be the same spots getting the rain. It is slightly trying to make its way further south, but very slowly toward the I-26 corridor. And then even Saturday tomorrow morning, still the same spots, seeing band after band. But notice still the heaviest of rain is going to be back into Georgetown County, Horry County, really near the South Carolina, North Carolina border. But this is right now Saturday 7 a.m. then fast forward to 11 a.m. It's still the same spots here. So really, if you are south of I-26, you may not see much rain at all. But do keep in mind we have that flash flood watch that is in effect, so we could see lots of rain being dumped across the low country, working its way in from the north to the south. This is Saturday 4 p.m. Finally, we start to see some of this moisture push back off to the west, but still Saturday right around 9 o'clock, we can't rule out some of that rain working its way through. Then finally, as we head into Sunday afternoon into the evening hours, that's when we see most of that moisture really trying to lift its way off to the north and to the west. That's when we should start drying out for really those areas closer to the coast. So here's what you can expect for today for the afternoon hours. If you stepped outside, mainly dry right now throughout the low country, a little bit of a breeze that's going to start picking up as we head through the afternoon hours into the evening, so becoming windy. And of course, we can't rule out those tropical storm gusts as well as portions of Georgetown County back into Horry. Some of those hurricane wind gusts are possible as well. Some spots seeing some heavy rain, but really the main action is going to come later afternoon, evening hours into the overnight hours tonight, and then especially tomorrow. We're anticipating the greatest rain coverage to be tomorrow.
Right now in Georgetown.
Well, thank you for that report, Chris. We've seen some of those outer rain bands already extending through Williamsburg County and Georgetown County, and that's only going to increase in intensity as we head throughout the day, and that frequency is going to increase as well. Live Super Doppler Max right here shows what is still Hurricane Florence. So zooming on in, made that landfall right around 7:15 this morning out at Wrightsville Beach, and right now the center of circulation is just north of Oak Island, and it's seeming to pick up more of a westerly track, which is what we want. We want the storm to stay out over land, so it really just sucks the energy out of this storm. But unfortunately, it is moving very slowly, and it is going to continue moving very slowly, dumping a lot of rain over portions of North Carolina and tracking its way already into portions of South Carolina. Taking a local look here, Murrells Inlet, Pawleys Island, seeing some heavy rain there all the way into Georgetown County right now, seeing some of that heavy rain. That'll continue, like we said, picking up in frequency as we head into the afternoon hours. Now tracking out this one one band here that is moving right around 11-12 miles per hour. West Andrews, Kingstree, Rock Bluff. Some of that rain is making its way through your area, and you can expect that to get a bit heavier over the next couple of minutes in your spot. But most of the low country right now does remain dry. Maybe just a breeze out there, overcast skies. Some spots you're noticing blue skies right now, but those conditions are going to go downhill as we head into the evening hours, and we really have to monitor exactly where Hurricane Florence is heading, because that's going to dictate your weather really over the next 48 hours. So here's the latest information as of 11 a.m. You can see the max sustained winds down to 80 miles per hour, and it's going to continue to weaken. It should continue to weaken as it is out over land. But notice the speed here, west-southwest at 3 miles per hour. So as Joey mentioned before, that's like a walk, walking pace. So a very slow moving storm dumping lots of rain, but tracking it out here, this is Friday, tomorrow, right around 8 p.m. You can see not making much more movement. It's going to be tracking closer to the PD area, slowly weakening to that tropical storm sometime tomorrow. But this is Future Tracker here. Notice the timestamp on the top left corner of your screen here. This is 1 o'clock today, so seeing some of those outer rain bands trying to work their way through Williamsburg County, Georgetown County, trying to push their way into Berkeley County later this afternoon into this evening. This is Friday, 6 o'clock tonight. You can see most of that moisture still stuck right over North Carolina. Hasn't moved too much, but we can see as it sinks to the west-southwest, starting to see some of those outer rain bands try and make their way closer to I-26 later tonight, possibly the downtown area, portions of Berkeley County. Some rain trying to work its way into Dorchester County. Can't rule that out late tonight into the overnight hours. But notice kind of staying in the same spot over and over. Some of those rain bands passing right on over the same spot. So that's why flash flooding is a concern, and we still have that flash flood watch that is in effect. So all the way Saturday, right around 5 o'clock, you can still see rain over the low country. So we're really going to have to monitor the conditions. Finally, Sunday into the afternoon hours, evening hours, some of that rain does lift. How much rain are we talking about? Well, the further north you go, that's where major flooding is likely. So you can see that gradient going from a lot of rain, 8 to 12 inches, locally higher than that, and dropping well off south of I-26. So if you are south of I-26, better news for you. As far as some of those tropical storm warnings, most of the low country is under that tropical storm warning, excluding Colleton County, Beaufort County, but we still have that hurricane watch for up into Georgetown County. So wind gusts right now, if you step outside, right around 33 miles per hour in Charleston, 22 in Somerville, 33 in Moncks Corner. And going through the wind gust tracker here, as far as what you can expect for wind speeds, still can't rule out some hurricane force wind gusts up into Georgetown County. So as we head throughout the afternoon into the evening hours, right around 10 o'clock tonight, 31 mile per hour wind gusts can't be ruled out, really closer to the coast, up to 41 in the Kingstree area. Now as we head into tomorrow, especially the evening hours, some of those wind gusts will start to taper off, but still can't rule out that flooding across the low country. We'll keep you updated.
Danielle.
Well, here's what to expect. So really more of the same, light to moderate rain on and off for some spots. Really the wettest spots are still going to be north of I-26, so back into Berkeley County, Williamsburg County, Georgetown County. Also gusty winds continuing for us throughout the day. Now for tomorrow, feeling much drier, winds certainly dying down. In fact, I think as the center of the circulation tracks its way more off to the west, I think some spots throughout the day really are going to be drying out later this afternoon into the evening hours. So here's Future Tracker this morning, right around 7 a.m. doing a great job at picking up where most of the rain is. North of I-26, still can't rule out a couple of those showers dipping on down into Charleston County, portions of Dorchester County, but even as we head throughout the morning hours into the afternoon, light to moderate rain really continues on and off. But check out what happens as we head to right around 5 o'clock this evening. Some of those areas drying out, especially into the overnight hours. But what you are going to notice is wind speeds not really dying down until probably sometime Sunday and into Monday. So here's our wind gust tracker throughout the afternoon hours. Right around noon, winds still 20 to 30 miles per hour. And as we head to right around 4 o'clock, still seeing some of those gusts right around 20 miles per hour, 25 miles per hour along the coast. Further inland, though, it is a bit calmer. We'll have more on your full forecast coming up. Did mention that torrential rain in North Carolina, but some of us in South Carolina this morning not waking up to any rainfall right now. But as we head throughout the day, we'll notice that light to moderate rain on and off. Great news for us, though. We're on the south side of that storm, which means really areas, portions of Charleston County right now, Dorchester County, even back into Colleton County, not seeing much. All that activity really is north of I-26, so throughout Berkeley County, Georgetown County, Williamsburg County, we're seeing the bulk of the activity activity there. But Joey did point out this one band here, noticing that orange color that is north of Myrtle Beach. A bit heavier rain. We're going to see that band try and skirt its way possibly closer to the low country, wrapping around, coming over I-95. So we'll have to watch that over the next couple of hours. For right now, Greeleyville, Highway 375, seeing some heavier rain throughout that spot, as well as Witherby in between Old Cordsville, Witherby area, seeing a lot of rain there, some heavier rain throughout that spot. And then check out some of these areas: Ravenel, Hollywood, West Ashley, North Charleston, dry this morning, but certainly windy. And as we head throughout the day today, add in all that cloud cover, and temperatures only getting to right around 82 degrees. Average high for this time of the year is 85. So that's some good news with all of this rain, right? Temperatures a bit cooler, especially with those overcast skies, but by tomorrow, and then especially into Monday, we quickly dry out and we'll see that sunshine return.
Right now, Danielle.
Well, great news is that we are on the west and southern side of this storm, which means we're seeing some drier areas this morning. Joey mentioned the light to moderate rain. That's what we're going to be seeing on and off. So right now, most of the rain is falling in Berkeley County, Georgetown County, Williamsburg County, and portions of northern Charleston County, but much drier this morning, especially toward the downtown area. West Ashley is drying out, but still, if you're in Moncks Corner, St. Stephen, King Street, it's likely you're not only seeing rain right now, but you'll continue to see it on and off throughout the day. But some dry spots right now: Ravenel, Hollywood, downtown Charleston, James Island, Folly Beach, Seabrook, dry there, and you should be dry for good portions of the day today. Can't rule out a couple of outer rain bands extending across your area, but as the system pushes more and more off to the west, your rain chances really tapering off. As far as current temperatures, mid-70s this morning, a little bit above average for this time of the year, and certainly feeling muggy out there. Heading throughout the day, 80% chance of rain, and most of those areas that see rain are going to be north of I-26. Highs topping out right around 82 degrees and certainly windy. Alexis, even though Florence is now a tropical depression, there's going to be a trailing line of moisture behind this storm, and it also could spark a couple more rain bands pushing their way into our area throughout the day. So we're not out of the clear just yet. For the latest on Florence, as of the 5 a.m. advisory, winds, we're finally seeing them continue to come down. So speeds right around 35 miles per hour. But check out that forward motion, 8 miles per hour. When we went to bed last night, it was 2 miles per hour. So it's going to continue to pick up that speed and track its way out of South Carolina. So that's great news. Right now, it is right over Orangeburg County, and it's going to continue to make its way through the Midlands throughout the day, bringing them very heavy rainfall. For us here, just a couple of spotty showers this morning. We've seen some showers make their way through overnight. We see one right now over Moncks Corner, a couple of showers in Cordsville, and then areas south right over Wando, Mount Pleasant, also seeing some rain there. But check this out. This is Wilmington, where the storm made landfall, and they're still seeing very heavy rainfall, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like that heavy rainfall is going to stop anytime soon. For us here, though, this is what to expect for today. Breezy, not as wet, warmer temperatures, because we should start to see some more sunshine today. And then in the week ahead, finally, some quiet weather here across the low country. Now, we could see some showers and storms today, so I'll go ahead and track those out for you coming up. Quick update here with some of the continuing bands, heavy bands of rain continuing to make their way through Wilmington, North Carolina, where the storm made landfall, right at Wrightsville Beach. So they're still continuing to see that heavy rainfall, so catastrophic flooding to the area. And between Wilmington and New Bern, North Carolina, they've seen more than 30 inches of rain. So major flooding for them there, and that'll continue, unfortunately, as they head throughout the day. For us here back at home, though, just a couple of spotty showers just west of St. Stephen and Lane. Bono seeing some rain. Moncks Corner this morning. Cross dry now. Well, good Saturday morning, low country, and forecaster Danielle, Prinz, starting off here with radar, where we continue to monitor Florence. Right now, kind of more of a broad area of circulation, not out over the coast, but northwest of Myrtle Beach. So still gradually weakening and still seeing lots of rain from this system. So you can see most of the rain right now is still north of I-26, but now you can see this one outer band here has some bit of moderate to heavy rainfall extending from St. George back into Colleton County all the way through Cottageville. So we are seeing some heavier rain, especially along I-26 this morning, and also pushing in really areas to the south of I-26. So Ravenel, Hollywood, seeing some heavier rain there, but noticing still some dry spots. Edisto Beach not seeing any rain right now. So off to Beaufort County, portions of southern Charleston County are dry this morning. So good news for people there, but we do have that flash flood watch that stays this morning for most of the low country tri-county areas. So through tonight, we could see 1 to 3 inches of rain. Higher amounts are definitely possible areas north. So continue to stick with us as we head throughout the day and monitor this rainfall from Tropical Storm Florence. Right now, winds sustained at 60 miles per hour, and it could be a tropical storm by the next update here. As you can see, they're predicting still winds right around 40 miles per hour with this system this evening at 8 p.m. But once it tracks its way off to the west into the upstate, really by tomorrow, we should see some much drier conditions across the low country. But for today, still some gusty winds, light to moderate rainfall. And then tomorrow, we're going to be drying out, and you'll notice those winds really dying down even into this evening hours, overnight hours. You're going to notice those winds calming down. But right now, if you step out the door, you're going to feel some of these winds, 23 miles per hour in Charleston, so a bit stronger right along the coast, 15 miles per hour right now back into Monk's Corner, but some of those gusts right near 30 miles per hour along the coast, and it's going to be more of the same really as we head throughout the day until we get to the evening hour. So by 2 o'clock, you can still see some of those gusts right around 30 miles per hour, but fast forward to 8 o'clock this evening and slowly tapering down to near 20 miles per hour. And by Sunday, early Sunday morning, right around 17 miles per hour in North Charleston. So here's Future Tracker. There's this morning, right around 5 a.m. You can still see the rain bands continuing to circulate through. I do think this is kind of more off to the west here, kind of overdoing it, how far south we see some of this rain here, but it's a good representation. Steady rainfall continuing throughout the day, gusty winds, and finally into the evening hours overnight. Some of those spots more to the south do look to start drying out. So good news there, and especially as we head into Sunday, that does start to lift its way to the north, and we'll see some drier rain. As far as some of those rainfall totals now all the way through Monday, some spots, Monk's Corner, 2 inches of rainfall, but the heaviest of rain is going to come areas north, really north of I-26, especially closer to the I-95 corridor. Biggest concern, that slow-moving storm. We've been talking about it for days. So that's going to be dumping a lot of rain in North Carolina, potentially into South Carolina. But the good news is Joey just talked about that storm track. So really where most of the low country is set up in regards to that center of this storm is more on the south side. So that means that we can kind of pinpoint some of those threats now. So lowest threats would be hurricane winds, storm surge because of where we are located in reference to the center of that storm. But highest is still going to be tropical storm winds and flooding rains. And really, we've been telling you, really north of I-26, that's where you have the greatest chance. So back into Georgetown County, Williamsburg County, you could potentially see some very heavy rains, slow moving storms. So we can't rule out some of that flash flooding. And of course, tropical storm force winds are possible. But as we head through Saturday and into Sunday, this storm does slowly weaken. That's what we're expecting. So that is good news as far as those winds do go. But now, as we check out some of the rain totals here, this storm is slow moving. So it is going to dump a lot of rain, but notice this gradient here. It really goes to all to really not that much of rain. So some spots throughout the low country, Beaufort County, maybe southern Charleston County, portions of Dorchester County may not see a lot of rain, but it all has to do with where this storm tracks. Bring this just a bit further south and we could see some issues, but the good news is we are expecting that storm to make that southern dip and then kind of track its way through the PD area, then into the upstate. So as long as that happens, the southern southwestern side of this storm should remain fairly dry, bring that low threat for that storm surge, but we're going to have to really continue to track Florence and make sure she heads where we are thinking. So continue to stay updated with us throughout the day. We're going to continue to bring that to you live on air as well as online.